Hello everyone, it's me, Darkness, or Dry Shark, either way, I don't remember my YouTube channel, I forget. Alright, I know I don't post videos a lot or anything, but today I am going to show Vanguard, my favorite card game that I always play, ever since my good friends gave me along to this game. And this is my kind of version of, I don't know if people want to try it out, of building a Dragonic Overlord legend deck. For me, though, people don't know Vanguard that much. Vanguard is actually a really fun game that I would actually recommend a lot because, again, a lot of people get a lot of good things. And plus, to me, playing this game helps me be myself and releases a lot of stress for me because I don't know, it's how I am. So for me, I'll be starting with the G units for now. I always have two Vortex Desires with me because, because of his ability is once he attacks, I can flip another G unit face up. So, and destroy two grade 2 or less rear guards if that's if the attack hits. But once he attacks, I can flip another G unit, so I have a GB2 already ready to go for me. But yeah. Actually, I'll keep him right there. Sorry if I sound tired or nothing. It's like, what time is this? Like 1:47 in the morning. I can't sleep, so I just thought I'm making this. Alright, no matter what, I don't know why. People doesn't say he's that good, but I would run, for me, I'm running 4, oh, my bad for the sunlight, 4 Dragonic Overlords the Ace. I like his ability because no matter what happens, once he attacks the Vanguard, he can stand up again. So for me, I would highly recommend at least putting him into the deck and at least trying him once. Or then you can use Vortex to flip up another one and then use another Vortex to flip another one. But I would highly recommend using the Ace because once he attacks the Vanguard, he can stand up again. So that can, mess up your opponent a little bit. And as for these bad boys, for Value L Express, ability, counterblast 1, flip another copy of himself up. Your opponent cannot go with grade 1s. And then if your opponent gets 5 damage, their triggers are nullified. So if they pull a heal trigger, yeah, on the 6 damage, they're mostly screwed because the 5th damage is, And I'm getting more G Guardians, but I have one Steel Wing Griffin. I would recommend having 2 of him into the deck because he destroys a rear guard once he gets out of play by using a counterblast, as you can see. But yeah, I highly recommend having 2 of him. I'm stuck with 1 because sadly he's very expensive, but again, that's how life goes. But yeah, that's my G units. As for my triggers, I run I run 7 criticals because I don't know why I like that extra damage. And I run 4 stand triggers. Since they're flame dragons, my deck is mostly like a flame dragon deck. So you're mostly going to see a lot of flame dragons in this deck. And of course, 4 heals, no matter what. I'm trying to get 4 flame dragon heal triggers, so at least I can do a G Guardian early into the game. But yeah, this is my kind of style right here. Sadly, I only have 15. That's because, well, you're about to see very soon if subscribers who actually watch my stuff. I have a Lizard Attacker Conroe. I recommend him if you want to run a full-on Overlord deck, because his ability is reveal an Overlord by doing counterblast, put him into the soul, reveal an Overlord, look at the 7 cards, add another Overlord. If you didn't, add an Overlord to the hand by showing it to your opponent. You can soul charge 1, so he is really good. And then of course I have Laser Soldier Conroe. He's the reason why I have 15 triggers, because the thing is you need to have at least 16 grade 0s. So I have him into the deck, so I can either switch it around. Like I can either use Attacker as my starter or Laser Soldier. Laser Soldier is counterblast, retire himself. You can add another grade 1 to the deck, which again, not that bad of an effect, but I'm most likely for how I run my deck is most likely going to be Attacker, because then I can have 2 Overlords in the hand instead of 1. or I can do an extra soul shard, which I very highly recommend. I run 2 Spear of the Flying Dragon Tars because of his ability. If you give this to the Vanguard, counterblast his GB1 skill, counterblast of 1, soul blast of 1, choose your 1 unit, give it 4,000 power, and when the unit attacks, you look at the 5 cards and add a grade 3 unit, which will be perfect for the ace right here, because the ace will be sitting at 30,000 power, and after he does his twin drive, you can look at the 5, add another grade 3, and then you have a higher chance of pulling more triggers. So again, for me, not highly recommend, but recommend adding him into the deck, at least 2. Like, that's how much I run, but I might take him out of the deck, because again, he's a demon, not a flame dragon. And I'm still going with the grade 1s. I have 2 Seal Dragon Doskins, because of one thing, they're both flame dragons, so if I reveal them, I can get another flame dragon. And you'll see why my deck is mostly a flame dragon deck sooner or later, but for me, I recommend these little guys, because the moment they get placed on the the rearguard circle. Oh wait, no. I don't really care about their ability. I only like them because of their flame dragons, and that they're little extra power. So for me, I highly recommend, at least for me, running 3 of these. But if you don't want to run him, that's fine, because again, your own deck is your own way. But for me, I recommend Seal Dragon Duskin. I run 4 Lizard General Conros. This is when, if you want to connect charge 2 cards and get another Overlord. He's the one where when you call him, reveal a grade 3, and then add a card that has the card name, which for him is Overlord. Like Lava Flow, you got Dragonic Blade Master and all that. And for his second ability, retire him, your Vanguard Overlord gains a new ability. When it attacks, you can countercharge 2. Which, if you have the ace and use him, and you have 4 face down damage zone cards, there you go. For me, highly recommend him because of his 2 effects, mostly because there's a second one, which is countercharge. So at least you can do more counterblast. And I run these 4 perfect guards, which I'm trying to get rid of these guys. To me, if you want to draw more cards, that's up to you, because his abilities, if you have another one in the drop zone, you're forced to draw 1 card and then discard 1. Mostly the same ability as the original Arama when it boosts, but this one is when it gets placed into the drop zone, there's another one. So at least have these in the deck for perfect guards if you can't get what's the other one called, Donji, or the old style ones. For me, I recommend the new ones like Donji, but sadly I'm running these 4 for now. I'm going to run Donji soon, because I really like Donji. And my grade 2s, I run 4 Berserk Lord Dragons, because of his ability. When the Vanguard grade 4 or higher Overlord attacks, you can do a counterblast of 1, destroy a grade 2 or less rearguard. He's not that bad. He's actually really good. For me, I keep him in the deck for how he is. I recommend him into the deck because he's actually really not that bad of a card. He's really good when you want to destroy more units. And that's when, Lizard General Conroe will come in handy. Do the counter charge while your Vanguard attacks, so equals you can do your counterblast and then do the counter charge. So, for me, highly recommend him into the deck. For me, at least. I get 2 Burning Horn Dragons. I know he's from the old series, but his ability is really good, to where if your Vanguard is Overlord, you gain additional 3,000 power. For me, I like the guy. He's not that bad of a card. For me, I highly recommend him. At least run 3 of him, and then 3 of his evolution form, the Evolute one. But again, like I was saying, I highly recommend for this for Burning Horn. I run 3 bars. Armor of the Flying Dragon bar. His ability is not bad when he intercepts for his GB1 skill. Return a grade 3 unit. Back for the deck. Again, sorry for the yawning. Again, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And yeah. What's episode? It's like 1:55. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways. I run 3 of these little guys because his GB1 skill is when he intercepts, you can you can return a grade 3 unit from your drop zone and put it to the bottom of the deck. So you get another extra grade 3 back in the deck. Plus, also, if you have 2 of them, you're gonna have a 30. You're gonna have a 41 shield already. Well, by 41 I mean your Vanguard as well as the 11. You know what I mean. But yeah, this was supposed to be at 30,000 K shield already, with just these 2 little guys. And then you can do your Generation Guard, which will make it a little overpowered. Might kind of make it like a no pass for anyone. But yeah, highly recommend him because you can put units back into the deck, and plus you don't have to use that many cards to guard against your opponent. My last grade 2s, I run 3 Emperor Dragonic Hollows. Every time Overlord attacks, he gains additional 5,000. Plus on your turn, he's already 11 for his GB skill. Highly recommend him because if you're gonna have the Overlord like the Ace attack multiple times, he is highly recommended to this deck that I run. For me, I run this kind of card that will do that. So yeah, for me, highly recommend him. For if you want to run an Overlord deck that attacks multiple times instead of just one. So yeah. And for my grade 3s, I run 1 the End. For now, I'm going to get another End because I'm going to have the Cross with me soon. But I have the End with me. He's really good if you want to do like another power attack or just use him as a stride. But again, for me, I would add him into the deck if you're trying to make like an Overlord deck, mostly like that. I have 2 the original Overlords. Like I said, I run an Overlord deck. I add these 2 to the cards again because sadly for the Ace, you need to discard an Overlord and an extra card to stand them up again. So that's why if you only have 4 Overlords, not really the best idea. And again though, if you want to go all power, that's when I use his ability. I used it a couple times before, and he's the reason why I kind of won by retiring my whole opponent's front row, because he stands up again after he attack hits the rear guard. So highly recommended, and yes, this is the same version it's the same one, just different design. I don't know why I like this one, but I like the original better because it's Overlord. He's not that bad of a card. But yeah, again, at least for me, I'm going to try to run 3 of them. So the card I'm about to show you, I might take out if I ever get another Overlord. And the one I'm about to show you is Hellfire Steel Dragon Blockade. I use him either as a power attack or or as a stride. But most of the time, he's mostly another attack coming along. But he is going to be out of the deck sooner or later if I get another Overlord card, which mostly would likely be the End. So he will leave the moment the End comes in. But I don't want to do that because again, he's not that bad of a card. For me, I recommend at least having some grade 3s into the deck. For this one, you don't have to have him. I would not recommend him for if you want to make a deck like this or not. But if you don't want him, again, understandable. I would not if you don't want him, then I'm not recommending him. I'm just saying it's a good idea at least have another powerhouse into the deck. I have 1 Cephalord Dragon. I'm trying to get another one, which most likely Hellfire will be taken out if I get another one. His ability when he gets placed on the Vanguard, counterblast of 2, search through your deck, and superior write another Overlord on top of him, and then he comes out of the soul into the rear guard. He has the same ability as Nahalem. Every time the Overlord attacks, he gains an additional 5,000 power. I would highly recommend him into the deck if you want to at least get Overlord quicker. If you don't have the right Overlord, at least you can use him to bring the real Overlord out. For me, highly recommend him. Now, for my favorite card, and he's always going to be my avatar, my Vanguard, of course, Dragonic Overlord the End. I run 4 of him because he's the reason why I run a Flying Dragon deck. When he gets placed on the Vanguard, counterblast 1 and soul blast of 1. Look at the 5 cards of the deck and add 1 Flame Dragon card. Reason why I have him into the deck for that one reason. He's a really good combo card because that means for Vortex Desire you can use the GB 2, which is when he takes the rear guard. No matter what happens after he takes the rear guard, he stands up again as you say by the 3 cards. He's kind of like the Ace, but the Ace can attack the Vanguard twice, and he can attack twice as well, but attacks the rear guard and the Vanguard. So for me, I highly recommend him if you want to do again non-stop attacks. So him with the ace, highly recommend for if you want to make a kind of a overlord standing and attacking deck. So yeah, mostly that. If I'm mostly going to be posting some stuff when I upgrade my decks and everything, or something like that. But if you guys ever want to try to contact me to card frame me or something like that, like for fun, you know, like the card fight for fun and all that, then leave your Facebook or Instagram, whatever, down in the description, and then maybe I'll contact you and then we can card fight. Because again, it's just not, it's always fun to card fight someone. So again, I will be showing my V series sooner or later, maybe tomorrow. It's way too late in the morning. I was thinking of doing it today, but it's way too early in the morning. Anyways, I'll grab my glasses. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later, and well, goodbye, everybody. Be safe and don't hurt anybody, my friends.